Hello, welcome to today's immigration tidbit. Okay, the I-751 came into effect many years ago, and immigration did it to try to curb marriage fraud. So, if somebody did an adjustment of status or consulate processing and were married under 2 years at the time, then what would happen is 2 years after, they would have to file the I-751 in order uh, to remove the conditional residency. So they would only get a 2 year conditional green card, which essentially became final only if the I-751 was approved. Okay, so if the I-751 was not filed, the 2 year status automatically terminated. Now, there are ways to do an I-751 by oneself. Okay, so I know that you're stating that your husband forged your signature because maybe he got his permanent green card and submitted the I-751, but he could have done it himself. There are ways of doing it without the spouse's signature. One is through a divorce waiver. I mean, you say your ex-husband, so you got divorced. So one is through a divorce waiver. Another is through a hardship waiver, and there's even other ways. So I don't know how you have the information that he really forged your name. Okay, I suspect if he forged your name on the I-751, he did not, mail you a copy of it and go, here's the I-751 with the name that I forged on it, which means that you would have somehow had to have received a copy or taken a copy in some manner. You couldn't have done a FOIA because you are not him, and you wouldn't be authorized as an ex-spouse to get a FOIA, which is all the documents that he has. So if I was giving you a consultation, I first would need to know how it is that you specifically know that he forged your name. Because again, I'm sure he didn't send you a copy of it, and I'm sure he probably didn't admit it to you over the phone or in some conversation that he did that. So some of it is timing. When did you get divorced? When might he have submitted the I-751? Was it after the divorce or before the divorce? And have you seen a physical copy of the actual I-751 he filed? Because let's say that you were divorced and he then filed by himself with a divorce waiver. How does that work? Well, the way that works is he basically would show one, that it's divorce. Two, it wasn't divorced because, he didn't comply or you didn't comply with some terms so we could get the green card. And three, the marriage was bona fide in the first place, meaning that the original marriage that you guys entered into was for love and not for purposes of the green card. And you might say right off the bat, well, 100% it was for the green card. And he might say 100% it was for love. So it goes on the evidence. How long did you know each other before you got married? How long did you actually live together? Why was there a divorce? What did it have to do with? Was the divorce because there was some abuse? Was the divorce because he totally changed after you got married, or you totally changed after the marriage? So I can understand why just calling USCIS or ICE and saying he forged my name on the I-751 is not going to do anything, because all they're going to see is a disgruntled ex-spouse who wants to stick it to her former spouse. They're not going to see any evidence at all other than you calling that's going to do anything, and they're not going to lift a finger to conduct their own investigation. So let's say on the other hand, you're talking to him over coffee because let's say that you had an amicable, which I don't think it was, but let's say it was an amicable divorce, and he just says, I want to get something off my chest. I forged your name on the I-751. Well, if that's the case, then there needs to be if my office was doing it, we would do an attorney cover letter. We would show exactly step by step what happened. We would attach supporting declarations. We would put all kinds of evidence to show what happened. And then, when immigration got it, then they would probably be in a much better position in order to go forward and try to either put him in removal proceedings or to vacate the green card due to fraud in the first place. Okay, so more information's needed. All right.